Evening peeps, welcome back to the channel. Just seen the We Are Driven intro. We Are Driven team still pushing Archie's journey, still pushing Bradley Lowry Foundation. Get yourselves over to Facebook, click all those like buttons, get yourself over to We Are Driven as well, sign up to that, and then get yourself over to justgiving.com/campaign/Archie's journey and drop a donation if you can, please. Thank you. Right. Tonight we're back with the CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup hosted by TANSO Racing Group over there on Facebook. We are live for round 7 here tonight at Barcelona or Catalunya, depending how you want to call it. Let's have a look at some scores before we get in this lobby. They've not quite started qualifying yet. A few drivers missing as well tonight, unfortunately, through one thing and another. So, Pajonski out front then, first place, 205 points. Just pulled a little bit of a gap from Cutler in second. He's sitting on 187 points. Just 5 points back from him. In third is Rob Scott, 182 points. And there's two drivers a little further back. So we've got LWR Millerman in fourth. 163 points on board for him. Another 10 points back for D. in fifth with 153. Ryan Duds CF14, 129 points on board for 6th. Graham Reed's in 7th. He's got 96 points on. Old Crawler in 8th has got 91 points. We've got DMK Dominator with 88 points for 9th. One-Eyed Lou in 10th with 52 points. 11th we've got Aldo with 46 points. Vroom 3 with 38 points. Bogus Begbie with 36 points for 13th. Or Big Will in 14th for 12. Tatey 15th with 7 points. We've got Kaz Converter 16th with 4 points. And Conrad Racing, I don't know why you leave him on there. Cutler, take him off. He's not scored any points. We're getting close to the end of the season. Take him off. Unless he's turning up for the last 3 races. But I don't think that's the case. So, just before we get in, merch still available, people, stickers and t-shirts. If you're interested in any of that, get hold of me at darksmoker@googlemail.com. Right, so into qualifying then. So we've got a 10-minute qualifier and then 3 15-minute races. It's a free choice of tyre for each race. You do have to use one set of each. So one race you've got to use a set of hards, one race you've got to use a set of mediums, and one race a set of softs. And it's entirely up to you when you use them. All 3 races from Barcelona tonight. So let's see how people get on. They are just out on their outlaps at the minute. Let's see who we've got in the room. We've only got Cutler, D. LWR Millerman, Pajonski, Rob Scott, Old Crawler, DMK Dominator, and Graham Reed's in the house. So only 8 drivers tonight, unfortunately. Turn the usual stuff on. Tyres screeching already. So Pajonski, championship leader. Stonyhead, Yo Smoker, it's been a while, eh? Have you changed your YouTube name? I don't recognise Stonyhead. You might remember me, but if you've changed your name, I don't know you. So yes, Pajonski, championship leader. Out front at the minute. Again, these are only outlaps. Tricky little circuit. Oh, DMK Dominator getting that one all wrong. Already got a penalty on board as well. Staying out the way while everyone else comes through by the looks of it. DMK Dominator. Cutler then in the CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper livery. Lucky Bucky, evening brother, how you doing? You Race Asylum boys are starting to make a name for yourself, aren't you? LWR Millerman. So just coming through to start hot laps. Oh, Pajonski's already chucked himself in the pits. He's not happy with the tyres he's got on at the minute maybe, or he's just going to go for a bit of a try out on each set. Ah, there you go, you see. There you go, that explains a lot, Stony Head. Yeah, I recognise the name, Weed Smoker, I do recognise the name. But not when you changed it to Stony Head. It takes practice, mate. It does take practice to get a handle in. It depends what car you're in. It depends what track you're at. Can be, yeah, a bit of a tricky one. Let's just get ourselves back here. Who's this? Old crawler. Let's see if he can give us a lap, shall we? So, turn 1, 90-degree right-hander, straight into the left-hander. I've got a track map of this somewhere. Let me dig through my papers, shall we? I'm not joking either, look. I've got actual bits of paper with maps on that I printed off at work. That's Renault or something. Come on, track maps. Too many of Suzuka. Too many of Goodwood. There it is. That's Repsol, not Renault. Where is he now? Right, he's just gone through Worth. He's heading up towards Campsa. Through he goes. Tricky corner, that one. Got to be careful not to run wide. Down the big long straight down to Lakasia. Or Lakasha. Tricky corner again. This is where we saw DMK Dominator run off track earlier. Through the little left-right chicane. Around this big sweeping can of Blanc Sabadell. Into the Eurocar chicane. And just the final turn. New Holland to go then. Old crawler, not chucking it in the bin on that lap. Thank you. That is a lap of Barcelona. Longish track in the Mini. Quite a long straight, as you can see there. Getting up to speed. What are they? 128, 130. Okay, I think we have got hot laps coming through. So D-Dot stuck himself on provisional pole, 204.5. LWR Millerman at 204.9 for him, so he sticks himself in second position. Cutler third. He's getting a bit of a toe off Rob down this straight. Slingshots up the inside through the Cakshaw, but gets it all wrong on the way through there. This is the apex by a mile, 206.0 for him, third position on the grid. Rob Scott fourth. He's got a 206.6. Graham Reed sitting in fifth on the grid, 207.6. DMK Dominator in, sixth, 207.9. Pajonski, who's been in and out of the pits, changed some tyres. He's got a 202.1. Crawler's got 2:08, but also not showing up on screen. Taking risks with those big curves as well is Pajonski. Just this final turn to go. Let's see what he has got on the clock. Spanking it through there in 4th gear. Sticks in. Pole sitter lap. 2:03.423 then for Pajonski. He's gone a whole second and a 10th quicker than D-Dot. What's going on in this chat? You lot yapping away. I'm all good, thanks mate. And yes, we're trying to get to be the team talked about. Yeah, well, you know, getting the name about, sniping some of those other drivers. Yes, yeah, I've seen the photos, mate. I've seen the photos. We'll all have to get ourselves down there. Rooting for D-Dot tonight, fair enough. There he is, sitting in 2nd, just getting himself past DMK Dominator. Stonyhead saying, glad to see this series still going. You do such a smashing job. Still looking... I'm still racing the Dark Smoker sticker on the old PS4 too. Nice, nice. I've got new stickers available, as you've just seen, probably from the intro maybe. And t-shirts, brother. Hit me up. Can D-Dot do anything about Pajonski then? Stop talking about the merch. Get back on with the racing. 2:03.4 then on board for Pajonski. D-Dot a whole second back. Just missed him going through a timing line, so we'll have to see what he's got on board. No tyre wear or fuel depletion in qualifying, but it does change for the race. What have you got, D-Dot? You've been able to close that gap. You've been able to steal a bit of time back from Pajonski. What's it going to be? It's 2:07 that time. So he's got a minute left of qualifying. That means he will get to finish this lap. So it's going to be Pajonski on pole at the minute. Again, he will get to see another lap as well. So you've only got to cross the line by the time the timer ticks to 10 minutes. You get to finish that lap. 2:16.9 then for Pajonski. D-Dot now or never to try and get that position. Let's see what he's got going through this timing line. Oh, he's 0.3 of a second down already. Millerman holding 3rd currently. Rob Scott's got himself into 4th. Graham Reeds has gone a little bit quicker as well. He's into 5th. Cutler's been pushed down to 6th. He's not managing to better those 2:06s at the minute. Old Crawler in 7th with a 2:07.4. DMK Dominator 2:07.489. So just a little bit further back than Old Crawler. Now then, Pajonski. Sorry, D-Dot. What have you got? A few drivers in front of him. He shouldn't get into any trouble. They should be far enough up the road for him not to get involved. Got D-Dotting to 90, streaming his perspective live over on Facebook at D.90, funnily enough. Through the chicane cleanly, not taking as much risk over those curbs as some of the other drivers. That might just be costing him a couple of tenths. Oh, Millerman just goes quicker, so he's pushed down to 3rd then D-Dot. Stays in 3rd. Millerman takes 2nd. 2:04.3 then for Millerman. Rob Scott, he's already finished, so it is going to be Pajonski on pole, Millerman 2nd, D-Dot 3rd, Rob Scott in 4th, Cutler 5th. Got Graham Reeds in 6th. DMK Dominator actually just going quicker on that last lap. 2:07.3. Gets himself just in front of Old Crawler, who's in 8th. 2:07.4. And Unless... Can he go quicker this lap? Nope, he can't. 2:08.8 then, so he's going to stay in 8th. And that is everybody crossed the line then. Podjonsky on pole. So if he can get a good enough lead and get himself away, again, you may see drivers chuck themselves in the pits. Obviously, everybody's going to use the soft tyre for qualifying. Nobody's going to use the mediums. He says, as Dominator's got the hards on, but I think he might have just been in the pits to change those. Maybe not. Set of hards on for qualifying then, maybe for Dominator, maniac. Yeah, no problem, Stonyhead. Hit me up, like I say, get hold of me at darksmoker@googlemail.com or message me on Facebook, either of those. There it is, Podjonsky 2:03.4. Millerman did close him down a little bit, but only by 0.2. Gets it down to 0.9 of a second, the gap. So Podjonsky having an absolute stormer with that 2:03.4. He's had a couple of 2:03.5 as well on that last lap. That one's a 2:03.7 as well, so he's getting this track absolutely spot on then, Podjonsky. Be upsetting of Mr. Cutler in 5th. He's currently sitting 2nd in the championship, but Podjonsky looking so strong here. Might mean he creeps away in the championship a little bit more. Rob Scott's. You did say 10-minute qualifying, didn't you, Cutler? Or have you extended it to 15 for some reason? But not done. I'm sure it said 10-minute quali. Rob Scott sitting in 3rd in the championship as well, so only a couple of points behind Cutler. But yes, I don't think this position shouldn't be his. I'm sure it was 10-minute quali. I could be totally wrong though. Yeah, like I say, I thought it was a 10-minute qualifying lucky bookie, but I could be lying. Could be a 15-minute qualifying. I'm sure I saw 10-minute quali. Not looking like it though. Looks like everyone's still out on hot laps. There we go, it is 15 minutes then. Qualifying over. Finish your hot laps now. Okay, so Podjonsky's chucking himself in the pits. He's going for a change of tyre for the start of race 1. Again, so you have to use one set of each tyres. There's 3 races tonight, 3 15-minute sprint races. You have to use one set of tyre for each race. So race 1 a hard, race 2 a medium, race 3 a soft. But it's entirely up to you which order you use them. And obviously you'll be battling it with every other driver who'll be thinking about that kind of strategy as well. We're going to see a lot of drivers at the front on the set of mediums. Podjonsky back out on a set of hards while he's out front. So he's going to be pushing those hard while he's trying to fend off 7 other drivers trying to get past him. It is still going to be Pajonski on pole though. No need to do any more hot laps. So he's still 0.9 of a second over Millerman in second. Rob Scott does actually take third position then, 2:04.5 for him. D-Dot takes fourth. His time not on the board. He's been in for a set of tyres, come back out. The MK Dominator actually goes quicker as well, 2:07.1 there. Apologies, Cutler's just come back out the pits. So he really takes his fifth position, but no time on board. DMK Dominator gets sixth, then 2:07.1. Graham Reed's seventh. Again, been in the pits and come back out. Oh, I don't like it when you lot swap positions. DMK Dominator seventh. He's got a 2:07.1, so yeah, we've been on board with him. And Old Crawler been back in the pits for a set of tyres, sitting in eighth position. See what Pajonski can do with these hard tyres then. What's Millerman got behind him? Set of hards as well, fair. Rob Scott's gone for the soft, so he's looking to get his way past those two early on. And D-Dot's decided to damage his Mini and test those hards out for a bit of off-roading. What's Cutler going to do? He's back in the pits. Everyone just chopping and changing tyres a little bit. So tyre wear and fuel settings back on then for the race. Times 5 for tyres, times 4 for fuel. Let's get this race underway then, peeps. So race 1 is as of qualifying. Race 2 is a reverse grid. And race 3 is positions from race 2. What can Pajonski do on his hards? Got to root for Cutler, fair enough. Yeah, we went from 2 lobbies back to 1. It did cause a little bit of chaos at the start because we did have we went for a season or half a season where we reverse gridded the front and reverse grid the pros and the pro-ams separately, but yeah, it did cause a bit of chaos. I think we were running 2 different brake horsepowers as well. Look at his number plate spot, look at that. Boom. All on the YouTubes, don't you know? So grid positions just being set by the Cutler himself. Chocolate Monster Rob Scott gets a little twitch on through the sand. Graham Reed's testing the brakes out. Cutler then ready to go. So comes out the pits. Old Crawler and DMK Dominator just chilling out at the minute. Here we go then. Race 1 just about to get underway. Come on, Cutler, you're making me look bad. Here we go. Pajonski on the hards out front. He's got to be careful he doesn't get swamped off the line, to be honest. Millerman had chosen the soft tyre as well, but Rob Scott in third, right behind Pajonski, is on the soft tyre. Or he was on the soft tyre. Right, wait for these lights to drop. They go red. And we're away then. A little bit of wheel spin for Pajonski on the hards. Great start by D-Dot. He's all over the back of Millerman already. Heading down towards turn one then. It's a long old distance down towards there. Has Pajonski got the run on everyone into turn one? If he has, which it looks like he has done, might be able to fend these drivers off for half a lap at least. So Pajonski holds that first, Rob Scott second on those soft tyres, Millerman third. Cutler goes a little bit wide through there, allows D-Dot to come through, takes fourth. Does Cutler hold the line into... No, D-Dot's managed to stay up the inside of him. Cutler just backs off through there. I think D-Dot's got that position. Cutler's coming back at him though, chucks himself up the inside. Graham Reeves tries to follow him there as well. So he's now side by side almost with D-Dot. D-Dot holds fifth. Graham Reeves sixth. DMK Dominator in seventh. And Old Crawler in eighth. Rob Scott then on that soft tyre past Pajonski. He's managed to get the outbraking done. Carry a bit more speed out of those turns as well. Does put him in the best position at the minute with the hard tyre on. D-Dot chucks himself back up the inside of Cutler there. Doesn't quite work out. Cutler gives him plenty of space. Oh, it does work out. Graham Reeves has a look as well. Has a little nudge up the inside. Side by side. Down towards the chicane as Graham Reeves tried to sneak back up the inside, but it's not worked out. DMK Dominator's coming to have a go at him. Crawler for some reason is ghosting out in the background. He's back alive now. Graham Reeves has got to be careful he doesn't come under attack from DMK Dominator here. He's getting a little bit of a toe off of Cutler in front. It's a long old straight this one. DMK Dominator might be in with a bit of a shout here. Throws one up the inside. Oh, there's contact. He left it straight for a little bit too long. Slows down. I think he's going to let Graham Reeves come past. He does. That's put him back under threat from Old Crawler. Old Crawler coming through to take that position off him. So back up front, Rob Scott then on that soft tyre, starting to pull a bit of a gap. He's got about a second over Pajonski. It's a soft versus hard tyre battle here. Millerman's not managed to make any headway either, so he's also on the hard tyre. He went for the hard tyre as well. He's got himself way past Cutler as we see Cutler sliding wide through there. Loses a bit of time to D-Dot behind. Got Graham Reeves, Old Crawler and DMK Dominator all closing up on him. But Rob Scott out front, just starting to pull a bit of a gold gap now. 2.2 seconds over Pajonski. Pajonski and Millerman still a second apart, as is D-Dot. D-Dot another 1.25 seconds back in fourth. He's got Cutler another 1.3 seconds back, trying to close that gap up after sliding wide on those hard tyres. Graham Reeves coming back at Cutler here. Tyres Graham gone for. He's also on the hard tyre. Everyone trying to get rid of that nasty tyre in race one then. Dominator back into 7th, Old Crawler 8th. It's only actually Rob Scott that's gone for the soft tyre this race. I think everybody else has gone for the hards in race one. Sure win probably. no commentator's curse here for Rob Scott. But that might play into the other driver's hands later on. Who is that going firing into turn 1? D-Dot. He manages to get the brakes on. Only just. He's got a little bit of a penalty to lose. He's lost a bit more time to Millerman in front as well. He's also lost a bit of time to Pajonski. Gap starting to stretch out here in race 1 already then. Dominator coming back at Graham Reed's into Repsol. He's got the inside line through there as well. It's not the drivers we're meant to be looking at. Gets himself up the other side of Graham Reed's there then into 6th. Drifting it through that turn there for Graham. Crawler's also managed to pick himself up a little bit of a penalty, just 1.3 seconds back still. Rob Scott then stomping down the road, 4.2 seconds over Pajonski. Again, the only driver on not on the hard tyres. Great big squishy set of softs on for Rob Scott. See how that's benefiting him in race 1 again. Does play to the other driver's hands later on. Cutler's also picked up a penalty. He's trying to drop that as quick as possible. He is coming under a bit more threat from DMK Dominator here. Just 0.6 of a second back. He's going to be getting a good old tow down this start-finish straight. Cutler unfortunately not got a tow. Will probably look to lose his penalty at the end of this straight as well. Goes massively defensive then. There you go, dropping his penalty. Does keep the inside line though from DMK Dominator. Dominator's got to be careful he doesn't come back through Cutler while he's unghosting. Pick himself up a penalty in the process. Cutler loses his penalty and holds on to 5th there. Still under a bit of pressure from Dominator here. Just 0.5 of a second back still. Everybody taking different lines. Trying to get the most grip out of these hard tyres. Well, except for Rob Scott. To back off on the exit there, Dominator. Cutler then just pulls a little bit more time on him. Heading into Worth. Carried a lot of speed through here. Everybody a little bit sideways. It's not happening in this lap. What else have we got going on? Rob Scott disappearing. 5.1 seconds up the road. Pajonski pulled a little bit more time over Millerman as well. He's got himself 2.5 seconds breathing room. Millerman, I think he's made a little bit of a mistake because that gap between himself and D-Dot's come down massively by almost a second. D-Dot then got someone to aim for. Might be able to gain a bit of a tow if he can get that gap down. Just got a second between himself and Millerman. Not quite in that tow range. Cutler back under threat from Dominator here on this long straight. No penalty to lose this time. Actually making a bit of time up on Dominator on the exit of that turn. So the gap back up to 0.8 of a second. Bit of work back to do for Dominator. Graham Reed's was 2 seconds back now, 1.1. So he's closing the gap back up on these two. Trawler unfortunately losing a bit more time, 8.2 seconds down in 8th. Disgusting amount of lead for Rob Scott at the minute. Pajonski pulled a little bit more time, almost another half a second over Millerman in 3rd. He is coming under loads of pressure now from D-Dot. What's that gap? Just 0.8 of a second. So is within slipstream range if he can stick with him on these straights. Again, D.90 streaming his perspective live, so I think he's probably in this view. But you'll see his little happy smiley face as well. So that gap creeping up towards a second again for D-Dot versus Millerman. Millerman gets Lakacia a little bit wrong, but the gap's still at a second. D-Dot misses a gear by the looks of it there. That gap does stay at a second. Stretches even a little bit through there. So D-Dot gains on Millerman on the first part of the circuit, but then loses it all in the second part. Gets a decent exit out of there, gets that gap back down to below a second. Just gaining a tiny bit of a toe down here. Will help him close back up, but will it be enough? So just 4 minutes remaining of race one. Let's get ourselves out of this view. In through the order, Rob Scott then at 6 seconds up front, Pajonski in second, now 3.5 seconds up the road from Millerman. Millerman still under pressure from D-Dot here, the gap back down to 0.6 of a second. Cutler and Dominator neck and neck still, but they're 7.2 seconds back from the top four. Cutler having to go a little bit defensive here. Dominator actually right under his rear wing, not that he's got one. A tiny spoiler. DMK Dominator looking for a position here. Let's just see how far back Graham Reeds is. 2.9 seconds. So still could be a threat if these two have a little bit of argy-bargy. Old Crawler unfortunately at 9.8 seconds down, so losing a bit more time. Let's see where the battles are then. Millerman versus D-Dot. That gap yo-yoing and has been for the last couple of laps. And then we've got this fight. This is again a lot closer with... They're going to have about 1 lap left when they hit the line. 2.5 minutes remaining. Cutler then having to go defensive. Dominator gets a better drive out of there. The inside line through here. Can Cutler carry the speed into the second part of this turn? They can, side by side. Bit of door banging through there. Still side by side, no. Dominator goes for the switch back through there. Cutler takes a defensive line, might slow him down a little bit. DMK Dominator is in a really good position here to go for this move. Just 0.4 of a second in it. And they are only going to see this lap. It's now or never then for DMK Dominator. Well, in race one anyway. Closes up, about halfway down this straight. Is DMK Dominator going to go for it? Is Cutler going to go defensive? Cutler goes defensive. Dominator holds his nerve. Cutler squeals his brakes through there. Let's get ourselves back up front and we'll come back to this fight. So definitely looking like a comfortable win on the soft tyre for Rob Scott in race one. Pajonski under no threat at the minute, still 3.5 seconds up the road. Millerman has held his own versus D-Dot. He's kept that gap at about a second, give or take. Cutler and Dominator. Dominator's trying everything, and absolutely everything. He's even taking shortcuts. Loses a bit of time though to Cutler due to that little mistake. Has he got enough time to get that time back before they get to the line? It's at 0.8 of a second. You don't want to miss the race leader coming across the line either. Gets a 10th out of Cutler through there, does Dominator. Could be back on here as they come up to the line. Let's just get ourselves on board with Rob Scott then. A lot of wear on those softs by the end of this 15-minute race. Is Rob Scott going to see another lap? Is he backing off the throttle? Nope, he's going for a lap. There you go. He's just making sure he's got enough time between himself and Bajonski. Not that he needs it. So Bajonski's going to come home. He takes the first position. He takes second. Millerman comes home third. D-Dot's going to take fourth. Cutler, Dominator still at it as he come up to the line. It looks like Cutler's going to hold that fifth position. He does. Dominator takes sixth then. Graham Reed is going to come home for seventh. Old Crawler is going to take eighth. We just wait for race leader to do a complete lap. Yeah, so he just wanted to make sure nobody else could follow him through there. Comfortable win for Rob Scott then. Started in third. The only driver tonight on the soft tyre, everybody else on the hards. So are we going to see all the drivers on a set of mediums for race 2? So Rob Scott's only got the hards and the mediums to play with now for the next 2 races. The other drivers have the mediums and the softs. This last little section of track then. Again, the sensible thing to do really, but I mean, he probably could have done it with a set of mediums and saved his softs. Maybe. But I'm not driving, I'm just talking waffle. You know, Rob Scott's sitting third in the championship, so he's doing something right. There he is then, takes the race win for race 1. We'll have a couple of minutes break in between race 1 and race 2. I wouldn't have thought it'd be too long. And we'll jump into race 3 after that. Be interesting to see what strategy people go for now then. Yeah, real good race there between Cutler and DMK Dominator at the end. And you've got to say, you know, Bajonski didn't do bad. Held on to the back end of Rob Scott for a couple of laps on the hard tyre. So Bajonski will still be leading the championship after that with that second position. That'll probably put, will it put Rob Scott above Cutler for second? Again, still 2 races to go tonight. So the only thing changing being the time of day and reverse grid for race 2. Oh, I also forgot. Top 3 from race 1 have to carry over extra weight into race 2. And also extra weight from race 2 into race 3. I forgot that bit. So the car's standard weight is 1,050 kilos. So from third backwards, that's what everyone will be weighing. But third will he'll be weighing 1085. Second will be weighing 1097. And first will be weighing 1109, so 1,109 kilos. A little bit of a success ballast. Does shake it up, definitely. Has made an interesting season, the 3 15-minute races. A couple of drivers out on track already, testing out the different tyres. See if they can get those times down. So reverse grid for race 2. It will be Old Crawler on pole position. But what you might see is Old Crawler just fling himself out of the way and let everyone come through. You might not. You might see him go, sod you lot, I'm having it. They do like testing out the drift capability, these front wheel drive minis. I know, don't ask. Look. Admittedly, D-Dot has got a stream running, so he's got to try and entertain his viewers while, just like I'm doing now, I suppose. That's not the way to do it, D-Dot. Like Graham Reed's for the softs. What's Bajonski come out on? He's come out for a set of softs for race 2. Here we go then. No break at all really into race 2 straight away. So yes, it will be Old Crawler on pole. Graham Reed's second. DMK Dominator third. Cutler fourth. D-Dot 5th, LWR Millerman in 6th, Bajonski 7th, and Rob Scott in 8th. Can they all get a good run into turn 1? We're going to have some movers and shakers. So medium tyres on board for Old Crawler. Graham Reed's got a decent start. DMK Dominator got a decent start. Cutler also gets a half decent start. He's looking to chop his way through. He's already tucked under the rear wing of Graham Reed's as they head down towards turn 1. Graham Reed's just gets himself in front of Old Crawler. Cutler's going to sling himself up the inside. Doesn't quite work out. So, ooh, Old Crawler gets a tiny little nudge wide then off Graham Reed's. Allows Cutler to come past just. Old Crawler now fending off D-Dot and Bajonski. Bajonski in 5th, no, 4th. Looking for 3rd off of Old Crawler. Position's getting chopped and changed early on then here. Old Crawler having to come to the inside line. Yeah, just staying out of the way of the maniacs coming through. I don't blame you either, mate. So, now that's happened. Graham Reed's 1.3 seconds out front. Cutler's got himself into, let's just have a look what tyres he's got on. Soft tyres on board for Graham Reed's. See if he can make those work for him. Cutler in 2nd, but he's really good at looking after a set of tyres, is Cutler. So he's on the mediums for race 2. Bajonski's up into 3rd already. He's on softs for race 2. D-Dot's in 4th. He has got Millerman trying to get up the inside of him though. Side by side through there. Looks like Millerman's going to get it. DMK Dominator's going to try and keep that door left wide open, but it's not going to work out. Millerman squeezes his way up to 4th then. D-Dot 5th. He's on the medium tyre. Dominator on the medium tyre as well for race 2, 6th position. Rob Scott in 7th. He's gone for the hard tyre for race 2. And Old Crawler medium tyre, race 2. Graham Reeds then still 1.3 seconds over Cutler, out of the slipstream range. Bajonski tucked up to the rear bumper of Cutler. He'll be getting a good tow down here. Looking to save those tyres. D-Dot under pressure from Millerman and DMK Dominator. Dominator slings one up the inside. Oh, he almost gets it all wrong. Slings one up the inside of D-Dot, but outbrakes himself. Picks up a penalty. Allows D-Dot to hold that 4th. Allows Millerman to take 5th. And now got to drop that penalty and not lose the position to Rob Scott here either. Crawler, unfortunately, nearly 4.7 seconds down. On to lap 2. Graham Reeds then, a little mistake been set in somewhere. Oh, it's all kicking off. Bajonski and Cutler side by side. Graham Reeds getting it all wrong. Picked himself up a penalty as well. Gap's still at 0.7 of a second. Let's just get ourselves on board with Bajonski. He's lost a bit of time to Cutler through that off-roading. He won't be wanting to wear those softs out very quickly either. Want to keep those as fresh as possible. So just 0.5, almost 0.6 of a second back from Cutler. It does just hit 0.6 of a second. Cutler's actually getting a bit of a tow off Graham Reeds down there, who's losing his penalty. D-Dot just losing a position to Millerman through there. And Millerman gets himself through to 4th. D-Dot 5th. DMK Dominator sliding his way through, holding on to 6th, so not lost that position to Rob Scott yet. Again, Rob Scott carrying the most weight tonight. But Graham Reeds just holding on to this lead at the minute. Gets the chicane a little bit wrong, brings Cutler and Bajonski. Look at the exit Bajonski's had up the inside of Cutler. Thank you very much. All over the back of Graham Reeds. I'll have this position as well, thank you. Cutler, he's getting a bit of a tow off of Graham, but he's going to hold the inside line as Bajonski into turn 1. What's Cutler going to do? He tucks himself right back over. He's carried a bit of speed. He's trying to get himself up the inside of Bajonski. And it has worked. 3 wide through there, you maniacs. Wrong way. Still up there. Bajonski then holding onto that lead. Cutler trying to lose his penalty and fend off Graham Reeds, keep himself in fighting chance with Bajonski here. Bajonski going defensive again. Oh, Cutler tries to go for the switchback. Millerman being brought back into this fight. D-Dot and DMK Dominator as well. So lap 3, all still bunched up here, apart from poor old Crawler. He's having a little race of his own at the minute. Rob Scott just struggling to close the gap up as well, so he's on the hard tyre for this race. He's carrying the most weight as well. So Bajonski out front then, soft tyre on board. Can he now make that work for him like Rob Scott did in race 2? Again, he's carrying the second most weight tonight. Leaves him the medium tyre to play with for race 3 as well. He's pulling a bit more time over Graham Reeds. Closing up under braking, under threat from Cutler though. Both drivers going a bit wide. Still got Millerman, D-Dot and DMK Dominator battling it out through there. Dominator's actually got himself past D-Dot into 5th. Bajonski is starting to put these tyres to use then. 1.1 second, 1.2 second lead. Graham Reed's still got a bit of a penalty to lose as well. And it's all kicking off behind. Let me get back to that fight. What is happening back here? Millerman through to 3rd then. D-Dot and Cutler battling it out with DMK Dominator. Cutler pushed down to 6th then. Rob Scott just 1.7 seconds back. Again, on the hard tyre, carrying the most weight in race 2. So from Millerman to Cutler, they're all having a bit of a punch-up. Dominator getting turn 1 a little bit wrong. Puts himself back under threat from Cutler. D-Dot looks to run around the outside of Millerman. As he Going for a cut back into Repsol. Has he managed to get his nose up the inside? I think he has. Not quite, not quite. Tucks himself back behind Millerman, then holds on to fourth. DMK Dominator thinks about slinging one up the inside there as well. That doesn't work out either. And all the time, Pajonski is just creeping down the road on those soft 2.5 seconds, 2.6. Graham Reed's then back under threat from these drivers. Just 0.2 of a second back is Millerman in third. Again, got a D-Dot right behind him. Cutler closing that gap back up as well. Still pulling a DMK Dominator with him. Rob Scott is still only 1.7, 1.8 seconds back. Halfway through race 2 already. Old Crawler, unfortunately, 15.5 seconds down. Look at the gap from Pajonski back, 3.5 seconds. It's a big train of drivers here then from Graham Reed's backwards. There is Rob Scott in the purple wagon, just on the back of this little train of minis. Oh, Millerman goes for a tighter line through there. Just knocks into Graham Reed's. Graham Reed's slightly unsettled. D-Dot comes through and he's now putting the pressure on Graham Reed's. Who's going to get the run into turn 1? Graham Reed's is just going to keep himself in front. Although here we go, Cutler's got the toe. He's slung himself up the inside of the pair of them. Oh, clean driving through there. D-Dot gets himself through to second then. Cutler gives plenty of room for Graham Reed's. Still gets that position off him though, into third then for Cutler, but for how long? Millerman now looking to get up the inside. Oh, look at the battle here. Millerman, Graham Reed's and Cutler all vying for positions. Graham Reed's gets himself back up the inside of Millerman. Millerman might lose this position to Dominator. Just holds on to it for now. Rob Scott now only 1.5 seconds back on the hard tyre, but he can't believe his luck. Old Crawler nearly 20 seconds down. Pajonski, he's doing a Rob Scott in this one. 5 minutes left. He's 3.7 seconds in front of D-Dot. D-Dot making the medium tyres work. Cutler also on the medium tyres for third. Graham Reed's on the soft tyre for fourth. There is DMK Dominator up the inside of Millerman. He retakes 5th position. Millerman pushed back down to 6th then. Medium tyre versus medium tyre for this race. And again, Rob Scott on the hards, just 1.4 seconds back. Might still be able to make a position up here if these lot keep having a fight. Which they are doing. Having to go defensive in every turn. Oh, Graham Reeves has picked himself up half a second penalty. Millerman's looking for a way past. They're dropping that battle between DMK Dominator and Cutler in front. They are now out of slipstream range. 1.3 seconds between Dominator there and Graham Reeves behind him. 4 minutes left of race 1. Race 2, sorry. Race 2. 3.9 seconds up the road for Pajonski. D-Dot also pulled himself a bit of breathing room. He's got 1.4 seconds between himself and Cutler. Cutler's now got himself a tiny bit of breathing room as well between himself and Dominator. Dominator's got a penalty to drop here, 0.4 of a second. Tries to do it off the racing line. He's under attack from Graham Reeves, who's also got a penalty to lose. And Rob Scott is back in this fight. Gets himself up the inside of Millerman for 6. Struggles to get the power back down though. Millerman slings himself back up the inside. Retakes that 6. Rob Scott though, could, like I say, could still be on for a position change here. Can he's going to struggle on those tyres with the extra weight. Old Crawler not having a battle with anyone, unfortunately. D-Dot goes far too hot into Lukacs. Cutler all over the back end of him now. He's managed to pull time over Dominator. Dominator under threat from Graham Reed, who has lost his penalty. Dominator just drops his there. Graham Reed does just jump into fourth, but Dominator, no, he backs off. He allows Graham Reed to come through to take fourth. Dominator fifth then. Millerman holds on to sixth. He's managed to defend that position from Rob Scott. Again, Rob's just going to struggle on the faster, tighter turns. So, just 2 minutes remaining as they cross the line. Who's going to see another lap? Pajonski is, that's for sure. D-Dot is trying to drop the toe from Cutler behind. There's a little bit of weave in there, D-Dot, by the looks of it. Goes a little bit deep there, does D-Dot. He's under pressure from Cutler here. Still kicking off in this little background fight as well. Graham Reed's holding that fourth position, but Dominator and Millerman now having a punch up for fifth and sixth. Again, Rob Scott just tucked on the back end of this fight, looking for one of these to fire themselves off into the sandpit. Looks for a different line through there, looking to run around the outside of DMK Dominator. Oh, backs off. Dominator gives him plenty of room, but slides it wide through there, brings Millerman back into the fight as they run down towards Worth. Side by side, Millerman already gets himself through there. And again, the dairy milk wagon of Rob Scott. Just hanging around, waiting for one of these drivers to get it all wrong. So, Pajonski doing what Rob Scott did in race 1 with a little bit of extra weight, and everyone else being on the hard tyre and not the mediums. Fair play, Mr. Pajonski. 20 seconds left of this race then. Are we going to see anybody do an extra lap? I think Pajonski's going to cross the line. 10 seconds left. Is he going to back off? There it is. He's going to miss it. Oh no, he does get to see another lap. He is going to be the only driver, so it's going to be... It's a Cutler that's... It is Cutler that takes second. Absolutely side by side with D-Dot. D-Dot takes third then. Millerman takes fourth. Graham Reeds takes fifth. Dominator takes sixth. Rob Scott takes seventh. Old Crawler is going to come home for eighth. Yes, just race leader, race winner for race 2, Pajonski out on track. He managed to cross the line just as it ticked over. Let's go and find him then. Here he is, Pajonski. Points on board for Pajonski tonight. Cutler also getting decent points from race 2 tonight in second. But Pajonski does creep away from him again here. With his results in race 1 and race 2. Let's see what happens in race 3. So race 3 start is grid position set from this race here. So Pajonski will start on the front again. Does put Cutler right behind him off the start. Cutler's got the soft tyre to play with. Pajonski's got the mediums. Through this final bit of the chicane then. There he goes, Pajonski, race winner, backwards across the line. So one more race to go, another 15-minute sprint. Results as of race 2, which you've just watched. Still, the extra weight has to be carried over for the top 3. It should be a close race, this one. And looking how it was in race 2 there, between that middle pack. The D-Dots, the Millermans, the Cutlers. Rob Scott will also have the medium tyre on for this race as well. To start from near the back of the pack though, unfortunately. Yes, D-Dot. Yeah, you're 1085, Cutler's 1097, and poor old Pajonski is 1109. Yeah, some decent racing in that one. Let's hope race 3 is just as exciting. 2 minutes. Pajonski's bladder's got the better of him. So no changes apart from time of day. Sure. Be long until we start race 3. So most drivers, I think, will be on the medium tyres. Will they? No, most drivers were on that race in the mediums, weren't they? So most of the other drivers then will have softs. Scott's on the mediums, yep. D-Dot on the softs. Graham Reed's on the mediums, yeah, he had softs last race. DMK Dominator should be on the softs, yes he is. Mellerman has gone for the softs again. Sorry, that's the first time he's had a set of softs. Crawler gone for the softs as well. Yeah, Pajonski on the mediums for the final race. All 8 drivers in the lobby then. So Pajonski on the mediums. Got softs for Dominator, softs for Old Crawler, softs for Cutler, softs for Millerman, mediums for Graham Reeds, softs on board for D-Dot, and mediums on for Rob Scott. Here we go then. Pajonski on pole. Again, carrying the most weight on the medium tyre. K10 Gaming, how you doing, brother? All right. So, can Podjonsky make this work then? He's had a second in race 1, first in race 2. He's on pole for race 3, but he is carrying the most weight. He's on the medium tyre as well. Both the drivers behind are on the soft tyre. They are also carrying extra weight, but not quite as much as Podjonsky in front. We're away then for race 3. Can Podjonsky hold on to this lead into turn 1? He thinks about chucking himself over to the right-hand side of the circuit. I think he's managed to get a good enough start to stay in front of Cutler just. Does then, holds first place then Podjonsky for now. D-Dot already trying to sling himself up the inside of Cutler there though for second. That's going to leave the door wide open for Millerman to come through to take third. D-Dot pushed down to fourth then. Rob Scott round the outside for fifth. Graham Reed's looking up the inside of him for that position. Gets a good drive out though. There is Graham Reed, slings himself. Where is he? There he is, up the inside of Rob Scott. Rob Scott's going to hold the speed down towards this next turn, but Podjonsky's under threat here from two drivers. A little nudge up the rear end. That's brought them all back together. Podjonsky then just holding that first position. Millerman second, Cutler third, Rob Scott into fourth. Sitting third in the championship. I'm not too sure where their positions lie after tonight's races. D-Dot then fifth, so struggling on the soft tyre then. D-Dot getting pushed down the order. Graham Reed's in sixth position, Dominator seventh. He's looking to have a go at Graham Reed's here. Backs off, D-Dot gets it all wrong. Not sure if he had a coming together with Rob Scott, but he's under pressure now from Graham Reed's. Dominator coming through now. Positions chopping and changing everywhere. Old Crawler 2.5 seconds back. Millerman through to first. What's happened to Podjonsky? Been swamped by Cutler and Millerman. A little mistake maybe on the mediums. He's under pressure from Rob Scott here as well. Rob Scott on the medium tyre as well. Could be a good battle between these two. They'll all be getting a toe down here. Rob Scott already carrying a bit more speed than Podjonsky. Tucks himself back in, goes for another move right at the end of the straight. Podjonsky sideways under braking. Just holds on to that third position. DMK Dominator's going for an absolute super shortcut. Does give that position straight back though. He's picked himself up a penalty because of that, unfortunately. Whole second. Drops himself back to seventh position. Graham Reed's D-Dot going through. Millerman on the soft tyre then. 0.9 of a second over Cutler, who's also on the soft tyre. Rob Scott past Podjonsky into third. Both drivers on the medium tyre. So Rob Scott just picked up a penalty. It is half a second. Does that give Podjonsky the opportunity? He's got D-Dot closing up behind him. D-Dot's also on the soft tyre. Just got a little bit of a penalty to lose. Tries to drop a little bit through there. Graham Reed's trying to hang on to the back of these boys as well, also on the medium tyre. DMK Dominator on those soft, penalty to lose. Second back. Old Crawler, no penalties, 3.4 seconds down. Oh, he's got the catch all wrong, unfortunately. Far too late breaking into that one. Millerman though starts to pull a little bit of a gap from Cutler, 1.7 seconds. Again, Cutler is known for looking after a set of tyres, so we'll see how that plays out near the end of the race. 4 minutes into this one. Rob Scott up into third. Podjonsky trying to hang on to that fourth position. He's got D-Dot closing up on him though. On board with the D-Dot. There's Rob Scott trying to drop the toe of Bajonski in front. Didot gets that gap down to just half a second as they come down to this first turn. So should really be making short work of these two drivers in front. Both drivers on the medium tyre. No slouches behind the wheel though, Bajonski and Rob Scott, so you know, they're not going to make it easy for him. Cutler and Millerman just disappearing through Repsol. There you go, Didot closing right up on the back end of Bajonski. Both drivers disappearing over to the left hand side of the track to go defensive into this next turn. Again, Didot just not able to get the power down, get the drive on these two drivers in front. Not yet anyway. So Graham Reed's just 1.1 seconds back. DMK Dominator penalty lost. Just back to 0.8 of a second back from Graham Reed's. Old Crawler unfortunately 10.3 seconds down in 8th. So Millerman still keeping that gap pretty high, 1.7 seconds. Millerman and Cutler in second, both on the soft tyre. Rob Scott in third, he's on the medium tyre, being hotly chased by Bajonski and Didot. So Bajonski gets that gap back down. Rob Scott gets New Holland a little bit wrong. Let's just have a look what happens here. Rob Scott again goes to that defensive line, drops the toe for Bajonski. Again, Bajonski not able to get close enough to make a move into turn one. Still putting enough pressure on Rob Scott to make mistakes though. They're pulling a tiny bit more time over Didot. You can hear these tyres squealing. Loses a little bit to Rob Scott then. Closes back up a little bit through Repsol. Not enough to make a move at the minute. Again, there's Didot just in the background. Again, pulling that time back a little bit, 0.8 of a second. Graham Reed's dropping a bit more time, puts himself under all sorts of pressure from DMK Dominator now. Just a quarter of a second in it between these two. Coming up to a tricky part of the circuit as well. Up through Camps, fast turn this one. Again, easy to run wide. Oh, Graham Reed sticks a wheel on the sand. Oh, just as I say it, picks himself up a... sorry, that's a Dominator we're still on board with. He's got himself a penalty. Yeah, Graham Reed's dipping a wheel on the sand there, lucky to keep that in a straight line. Dominator almost pushing him around these last couple of turns, chucks himself up the inside, but loses his penalty. But he does get past Graham Reed's, getting it wrong through there then, Graham. Dominator still trying to keep it on track, but loses penalty and carry as much speed as possible. Got to be careful through that little chicane there, you might pick yourself up another one. So back up front, Millerman still holding 1.8 seconds over Cutler. Tyres looking a little bit better on Cutler's car though. Maybe not enough to make a dent into Millerman's time. 6 minutes left of this race. Rob Scott holding third position. He's still got Bajonski tucked right up behind him, just 0.3 of a second back in fourth. Didot on the soft tyre. Struggling to make those work for him. Again, he's carrying a little bit more weight than most of these other drivers. But unable to close that gap up on the two drivers in front. battle on here then between Podjonski and Rob Scott. Rob Scott looking to get a good drive out on the way down towards Worth. Different lines through there for those two drivers. There's D-Dot. He has closed that gap back up. Just 0.3 of a second in it for him now. Might see D-Dot try and make a move down into Lukacsha. Rob Scott holding on to that third though. Podjonski closes right up on Rob through there. D-Dot sticks right there with him as well. Again, slightly different lines on the way into these turns. What kind of position's Podjonski going to be in here? Again, he's still got a D-Dot tucked right behind him as well. 0.2 of a second. Sticks with the driver in front, uses that slipstream. D-Dot sticking with him as well. It's not going to be enough for Podjonski here, I don't think. Is he going to go for a late dive up the inside? No. Podjonski holds that fourth as well from D-Dot. D-Dot losing his penalty through there. But it's on here between these two, that's for sure. Again, D-Dot just got to make those soft tyres work. Get rid of those penalties. Nice tight line through there. D-Dot trying to carry the speed around the outside. Himself up the side of Podjonski, but then loses that penalty. So Millerman still holding 1.7 seconds over Cutler. 3 minutes remaining of this final race tonight. So nothing to worry about really behind. 4.7 seconds over the battle between Rob Scott, Podjonski and D-Dot. D-Dot's actually closed up on Podjonski. Rob Scott keeping himself out of danger at the minute, so he'll be happy that D-Dot's putting the pressure on Podjonski, that's for sure. It takes the pressure off himself. Have to do all sorts of defending here as they head into this final little complex. Just holds the inside line, keeps it into the chicane as well, and just holds on to fourth, but allows Rob Scott to disappear up the road. 1.1 seconds the gap, out of slipstream range now for Podjonski. So on with Podjonski looking back at a D-Dot, just 0.3 of a second back, and again he is on the softer tyre. Podjonski then dropping the toe for D-Dot. D-Dot having to hold fifth for now. Again, closes up on those softer tyres. Just able to brake later, take these turns a little bit quicker, get the power down a little bit earlier. Up the around the outside on the run down towards Repsol. Is he going to sling one around the outside? He's kept his nose in as they head down towards this next turn. If he can keep it there, he's got the line. And he does. Through he goes then. D-Dots. Does he get it wrong? Does that give Podjonski the chance to come back at him? No, it doesn't. So D-Dot through to fourth then. Podjonski fifth. Just a minute left on the race clock. To see these top two do another lap. A little mistake from Cutler there has allowed Millerman a 3-second lead. Still no direct threat behind from Rob Scott. There's still another 3.6 seconds back. Although taking turns like that's not going to help you, Mr. Cutler. 30 seconds remaining on the race clock. Millerman leading the way then, 3.9 seconds. Cutler must have had dirty tyres or something. Who's going to see an extra lap here? Millerman's going to see one. Cutler is going to be close. Just, I think. Rob Scott sees another lap. D-Dot sees another lap, but it is Pajonski who takes the first position tonight, so he comes home in 5th. Dominator comes home in 6th position. Graham Reed is going to take 7th. There he goes, taking that position. Old Crawler is going to take 8th. Just want to keep my eye on this fight here. No drivers really close enough together to make a move. So we will jump back to Old Crawler, watch him cross the line. Taking it nice and easy as he comes up to the line. 8th place then for Old Crawler. Just wait for the top 4 to come round on their almost victory lap. Parade lap, if you like. Gap's come down between Rob Scott and Cutler though, 1.7 seconds. 3 seconds in that gap, so Cutler's just got to be a little bit careful. He's going to hold it, I think. He's going to hold it. Car then through the chicane for the final time. And Millerman coming home to take the win in race 3 tonight. Booyah! As it says on the side of his car. Backwards to take the win. Cutler then coming home in 2nd position. Tried his hardest, but it didn't work out. Rob Scott takes 3rd. D-Dot takes 4th position, and everybody else already crossed the line. Yeah, it'll be interesting where everyone sits next week then in points. Let's see. Ooh, fastest lap and a clean race there for Millerman. Yeah, some decent racing in that one. Well, I enjoyed it anyway. So that's going to be it from round 7 of the TANSO CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. Make sure you go and check out TANSO Racing Group on Facebook, and also go and check out CHewitt Racing on Facebook as well. Go show the love as and when you can. Rob Scott, no problem. Giving me a quick shout out on the chat. Same for Dominator. No problem at all, mate. No problem at all. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it from me. If you fancy helping my channel out, there's a couple of ways you can do it. Get yourselves over to buymeacoffee.com/dartsmoker and drop donations on there. Or for the same price, you can get a pair of stickers. £3 a pair, free postage. You get both of them. Or I've got shirts available as well. They're £22 each. 1 free sticker and free postage as well for those. Hit me up, dartsmoker@googlemail.com. Nice, D-Dot. Nice. How you doing, brother? Decent race 3 for you. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for me. Cutler just giving me a little shout out as well. Dart Smoker, yeah, D-Dot as well, giving me the chat. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it from me. So I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe. Tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dart Smoker. I'm out of here.